Welcome back to the Writer's Life. First one for 2022. I had to think about it. Getting old. Um, Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one exciting video. Happy New Year. Wow, 2022. Holy crap. I remember when I was a kid, I went to see Blade Runner. I was like 16, I guess. Big Harrison Ford fan, following Raiders of the Lost Ark and all that. And I loved it. I loved Blade Runner. I thought it was so cool. Very noir. It was like beginning of my loving noir stuff. Anyway, like the date of that movie was like I think 2017. It was supposed to be take place in 2017. And back in the early 80s, I just couldn't even imagine even being alive in 2017. Maybe it was 2018. Whatever. What's the difference? Anyway, that's like the past now. It's like, man, it's just life flies so fast, and it's like that. It's like the old woman who passed on some years back, and she wrote her own obituary, and it was, I was born, I blinked, and it was over. So like, I fully believe that. That's why I live your life. Since this is the first day of the year, it's a good time to really reflect on how you want to live your life and what adventures you want to go on, and don't have a bucket list. Just do what you want. Do what you want, while still loving the people you care about and taking care of your responsibilities. But life is short, so while you have your health, do what you want. Go where you want to go, and just be what you want to be. Anyway, enough of my pep talk. So it was funny. I stumbled across this one thread I belong to on Facebook. It's for the indie side of things, and some people are like posting like how much money they made this year and all this sort of stuff on the indie side of things, like on Amazon and whatever. And like some of the numbers are like incredibly impressive, like just incredibly impressive. Like one person's was like $150,000 over the course of the year. Great. That's like super fantastic. I've had some of those years myself, but not this year. But and then one guy was like over $500,000, and I'm like, what? Like that's probably better than most medium-sized publishers bring in, right? With tons of titles, and it better than what they bring in terms of net profit anyway. But and then I'm reading their threads, and because I'm interested as a businessman, and then I'm starting to see like, but like, I paid like $50,000 in advertising, or that's for the one with the 100,000, or I paid, and then like with editors and all that sort of stuff, I paid like another 25,000 or something like that. Anyway, the net was probably like 25,000 or 40,000 or something, which is still pretty impressive. So that's taking nothing away from these people. And then it was similar with the person who did the $500,000 or whatever, but it was a lot of. I basically sat in my chair and wrote all day, every day, 7 days a week, and it's affected my health, and now I'm gonna like start going more traditional, and I'm like, there's something afoot here, right? And with a few others suggested that it wasn't them working alone; they were working in tandem with other people to produce these big numbers, which makes sense too, because it's just a tremendous amount of work to produce that kind of income. It's a ton of time on ads and ad creation and all that sort of stuff, and that's just the start of it. You have to keep tweaking your backlist. You have to, you almost, as a writer like me, who's prolific and a professional writer and journalist at that, like I would never be able to handle it alone anyway. So I would need a team of people. But in any case, and then I was like, well, what about myself? I looked at my stuff. I collected everything together, and I did like mid five figures, but here's the key. And that's between everything, between my traditional publishers, my my independent stuff, which is for anybody who's interested, it's wide. I have books on Drafted Digital, and I have books on Amazon, and the Audible stuff, and including my freelance writing and journalism. I did like mid five figures or something like that. But here's the key. I spent almost nothing on ads. I don't think I spent $1,500 on ads. Maybe $2,000 because I had a couple of months where I did like. So if I spent $2,000 on ads, let's just say, I haven't actually looked at it, but I can't imagine it's more than that. So I'm comfortable with what I have kept, and there's an old saying. I don't know if Warren Buffett said it or whoever, but he said it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And don't forget, now this is where I get like out there for some of you people, but in my opinion, it won't be an out there idea for very long. Well, while it gets mainstreamed, and what I'm talking about is crypto. I took a lot of my profits and invested it in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Algorand, and I was able to turn some of that stuff. I was able to have like a 60% profit on some of that stuff. So when I include my crypto profits with my writing profits, it was a really decent year. And my accountant will let me know exactly how decent it was, especially if she says, you owe this much, or whatever. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully my expenses offset all that stuff, and I don't have to pay. But anyway, that's for another video. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. But like, kudos to those people for bringing in such impressive numbers, because that will get the attention of some major publishers, maybe for them, or maybe not. I don't know. But again, if you're gonna, the general consensus is if you're gonna pull in mid six figures numbers, plan on spending thousands upon thousands upon thousands in advertising at minimum. I'm not willing to do that right now. I'd rather put that money into production of books for my own list, Bear Media, and for other publishers. Anyway, hope you're having a great holiday, and looking forward to a great year. We're off to a great start. In my world, it's still not snowing, but we'll get there. All right, ciao, ciao. Talk to you tomorrow.